Stop for a second and look at that white cup in your hand. You think you just paid $7 for coffee? You didn't. In fact, if you look at the economics, the branding, and the sugar content, the actual coffee beans are arguably the least important part of the entire transaction. You aren't a customer at a coffee shop. You are a participant in one of the greatest marketing illusions of the modern era. The reality is that Starbucks stopped being in the coffee business a long time ago. They are in the business of speed, sugar, real estate, and banking, all wrapped up in a green logo that makes you feel like you're buying a lifestyle. To understand why you're not really buying coffee, you have to go back to the moment the illusion was created. When Howard Schultz first walked into espresso bars in Milan, Italy, he didn't just see people drinking caffeine. He saw theater. He saw community. He saw what sociologists call the third place. Not your home, not your office, but a third neutral ground where you could exist. This is the first layer of the illusion. When you walk into a Starbucks anywhere in the world, the smell is pumped in or engineered to override the scent of food. The furniture is designed to be just comfortable enough to stay, but just rigid enough to keep you moving, and the lighting is carefully curated. You are paying rent for that chair and that atmosphere. The price of your latte includes the fee for that third place experience, even if you just grab your cup and leave. You are subsidizing the ambiance for everyone else. But let's talk about the liquid itself, because this is where the genius and the deception really lies. If Starbucks relied solely on selling black coffee, they would have plateaued decades ago. The human palate for bitter, dark-roasted bean water is limited. But the human desire for sugar and fat? That is infinite. Over the years, the menu has shifted aggressively away from traditional coffee toward what are essentially liquid desserts. When you order a frappuccino or a seasonal latte, you are often consuming more sugar than you would find in a can of soda or a candy bar. The coffee is merely a delivery mechanism for the syrups, the sauces, and the whipped cream. It is a socially acceptable way for adults to have a milkshake at 8 a.m. By masking the taste of the coffee with milk and sugar, they can use beans that are roasted darker and faster to ensure consistency rather than nuance. You aren't tasting the terroir of a bean from Ethiopia. You are tasting the consistency of a burnt roast profile designed to cut through 10 ounces of milk. Then there is the issue of time. You think you are paying for quality, but you are actually paying for efficiency. Starbucks is the McDonald's of the coffee world. This isn't an insult. It is a logistical miracle. They have engineered the barista's workflow down to the second. The automated espresso machines, the specific layout of the counters, the mobile ordering system, it is all designed to maximize throughput. When you buy that drink, you are paying a premium for the guarantee that it will taste exactly the same in New York as it does in Tokyo, and that you will get it in under 3 minutes. That reliability is expensive to maintain. You are funding a global supply chain and a training program that ensures no matter where you are, the illusion remains unbroken. Perhaps the most fascinating part of this illusion is that you are unknowingly banking with a financial giant. Look at the Starbucks mobile app. Millions of people load money onto their Starbucks cards and apps weeks before they actually buy anything. This is what financial analysts call float. Starbucks holds billions of dollars of customer money at any given time, money that they can use for investments or expansion, interest-free. In many ways, Starbucks operates like an unregulated bank. You aren't just a coffee drinker, you are a depositor. But unlike a real bank, they don't pay you interest. Instead, they pay you in stars and free upgrades. You are loaning money to a corporation in exchange for the promise of future caffeine. It is a brilliant financial maneuver that has nothing to do with roasting beans and everything to do with leveraging customer loyalty. We also have to look at the psychology of the cup itself. Why do they write your name on it? Why are the sizes tall, grand, and venti instead of small, medium, and large? It creates an in-group language. Learning to order at Starbucks makes you feel like an insider, a connoisseur. When the barista shouts your name, even if they spell it wrong, it triggers a micro moment of recognition. In a cold, fast-paced world, that personalized cup is a tiny dopamine hit of validation. You are buying that feeling of being known, of being special. Even if it is part of a standardized corporate script, that white cup with the green siren is a status symbol. Carrying it signals to the world that you have disposable income and that you subscribe to a certain modern, urban aesthetic. You are wearing the brand just as much as you are drinking it. Furthermore, consider the real estate game. Starbucks doesn't just pick locations randomly. They have a data analytics team that rivals the CIA. They know traffic patterns, income demographics, and urban development plans often before the city does. They position themselves to be the most convenient option, effectively blocking out competition. You aren't buying their coffee because it's the best. You're buying it because it is there. It is the path of least resistance. They sell convenience and lease prime corners of the world, and they pass those high rent costs on to you in the form of a $6 cappuccino. So, look at that receipt again. The cost of the actual coffee beans in that cup is pennies, literal pennies. The rest of your money went to the rent, the marketing, the sugar, the logistics, the mobile app infrastructure, and the status signal. You walked in thinking you needed caffeine, but you walked out with a carefully engineered product designed to hit every pleasure center in your brain, except the one that appreciates high-quality coffee. It is a masterpiece of business, a triumph of psychology, and a delicious, sugary lie. The illusion is complete, and tomorrow morning, you'll probably get in line and buy it all over again.